Why the Supreme Court freed Kelvin Tailor? The Supreme Court of Ghana, by 4-1 ruling, has quashed a bench warrant that was issued for the arrest of Kelvin Tailor, who is, of course, a US-based Ghanaian social commentator. So here, the bench warrant for Kelvin Tailor's arrest was issued in January 2020 by High Court Judge Justice Eric Chebafo, following alleged derogatory comments made about him. In an episode of his show of the same year, With All Due Respect, titled The Men in Red, Tainted Judiciary, Tailor targeted Justice Chebafo, making several allegations that were deemed contemptuous. Today, I'll tell you about the men in red. Yes, the men in red, and how some of them have been compromised, Kelvin Tailor said in his video. So Kelvin further alleged in his video that Justice Eric Chebafo had been earmarked by the former NPP government to serve as a conduit for prosecuting former government officials of the NDC. He called for an investigation into the Court of Appeal judge, threatening to release audio recordings in his custody. He showed that Justice Eric Chebafo was hurriedly promoted from a High Court judge to a Court of Appeal judge. I can say on authority that Justice Chebafo is operating on the orders of the then President Akufo-Addo and the then National Security Minister Kandapa. This is why the case of the former NC board members was jumped straight to the commercial court, to Chebafo, so that he would execute the government agenda. This is basic. As reported by Kelvin Tailor, with all due respect, my fellow Ghanaians, Justice Chebafo is seriously doing the bidding of the president, and more importantly, the bidding of the National Security Minister Kandapa. Kelvin Tailor is recounted as saying this in his show in the year 2020. Kelvin further alleged that the Court of Appeal judge, Justice Eric Chebafo, had suspiciously built a mansion in Accra in a short period. So he said, I quote, Justice Chebafo has become too powerful and too rich in this short time. He recently built one of the most expensive mansions in Accra, which in fact has become the talk in the corridors of the Justice Department, unquote. So the judge, scandalized by the allegations, issued the arrest warrant, declaring that it will remain in force until Kelvin Tailor is arrested and brought before the court. So the question of the arrest warrant means that Kelvin Tailor can now move freely within the country and travel at any time without any legal restrictions or threat of arrest. So here, the Supreme Court upheld the argument of counsel for Mr. Tailor, the learned Peter Okujeto, that the arrest order made by His Lordship Justice Chebafo, sitting as an additional High Court judge on the Commercial Division of the High Court bench, was made contrary to the dictate of natural justice principles, with ones of jurisdiction, and made contrary to the procedure for summoning a contemner before the court. Mr. Okujeto argues that an arrest warrant is not the procedure to commence contempt proceedings against an alleged contemner, but rather a summons by the court. So the arrest warrant issued by the court was owing. So the Office of the Attorney General and the Justice Ministry, against whom the application of Kelvin Tailor was filed against, did not resist the application by the filing of an opposition to the application of Kelvin Tailor. So the soldiers in the AG department also did not march to the bar to advocate against the application challenging the arrest warrant for Mr. Tailor to answer for comment 3. His Lordship Cheba found to be contemptuous of the court. So now Kelvin Tailor is free. Please like our videos, subscribe, and hit the bell.